I'd just like to first off say welcome to the ACR webinar, Making Customers Feel Special, Special Pricing within ACR. This webinar is going to take us through the special system and the pricing module in particular within ACR, including what the difference between the two are, how you would create a special and how you'd create a pricing module, and a bit about when each of them might be appropriate to use and what one's going to work best with your situation. What we're going to cover today. What we're going to cover is what a special is and what a pricing module is, when are they appropriate to use within the ACR system, how you would set up a special, how you'd set up a pricing module, and we're also going to cover a little bit about how you can check that they are working correctly and that they're doing what you want them to do. So, what we're going to do, go into ACR now. So, within ACR there are a number of ways that you can set what price your customers will pay for an item. Obviously you can just set it straight on the item. You can set the customer to have different price rules or price codes. But two of the most common methods for setting prices are under the sales pricing area, and they are the special system and the pricing module maintenance. Now, both of these can be used to provide specials provide special pricing to groups of customers and for groups of products. Each of them does it in a slightly different way, and each of them is more tailored to handle a certain situation better than the other one. In saying that, there's no reason why, if you are using one of them for a specific purpose and it fits your needs and does what you want it to, there's no reason why that is not going to continue to work for you and why it isn't a good solution for your company. What we're doing here today is just giving you an idea about suggestions from ACR on how to use those particular situations. Okay. As I was saying, both of these can be used in different ways and may suit different situations, and it's very common to have a mixture of both of these working together in your system to build your pricing for your customers at any time. So, what we're going to focus on first is the special system first. So, the special system is commonly used for giving a discount on a specific set of products to a specific group or all of your customers for set periods of time. So one example that is quite commonly used with the special system is weekly or monthly catalogue specials, where there is a diverse range of products that may have set specific pricing for customers for a specific amount of time. So something like a weekly or monthly catalogue will have a range of products from different areas. They may not necessarily be related in any obvious way, and they will generally have a fixed sell price per product. It's not common to use this if you're just going to do a set discount percentage across a range of products. That would fit better into a pricing module. This is more, here's my list of products, this is a specific price I want to set for that product to be sold during this period. Okay. Now, in saying that, you may set a special up because you're part of a group that runs a weekly or monthly catalogue that they might provide you information and you set that up in your system. Or you may decide to run your own specials that you put together and promote yourselves. The special system can handle both of those, and the special system can handle running multiple specials at the same time for different sets of customers. So you may have one special set up for one group of your customers to get one set of products, and at the same time have a separate special set up for a different set of customers for a different set of products. The special system doesn't have to have one running when it finishes, the next one starts. You can have many specials running at the same time, all set with different start and stop dates. Okay. So when using the special system, the first thing to do is to give it an identifier. So this is the identifier at the top, and this is what will help you locate it later on if you're coming to try and find it or to work with it further later on. So what we're going to do, we're going to give this a identifier of 1000. I'm going to call it webinar demo. So as we move down, the next set of information it asks for is the start and end date. Now on a special, you have to have a start and end date. If you don't, the system won't let it work. Now this start and end date can be any start and end date you want. It's very common to set specials up well in advance, so a week, a month in advance, sort of whenever you have time and you know what you need to set up, you can set this up and have it preset to go a year in advance if you had advance notice of that much. The special will run from basically 12:01 a.m. of the start date through until midnight of the end date. So it includes the dates that you enter in the start and end date here. So because the system we're using at the moment is in June of 2010, what we're going to do, we're going to set one up for the 1st of June 2010 to the 30th of June. So what we're saying here is that this is going to be valid right now, so that when we actually come to use it, we will actually be able to see what's happening and we'll be able to see the effect of it. Order date from and to. This if the special you're setting up, if you have an ordering window that if you're part of a buying group and they put together a special, they might offer you a buying window that you can buy it for a reduced price if you're buying in this window specifically to provide you products for the special. So you can enter this date into the order date from and order date to. Those dates get used when you go to use automatic ordering, like the ordering from min-max, ordering from history. You can tell the system that you want to place an order based on the products in this special, or in the specials that are valid between this date and this date, so that you can actually purchase the products in advance and use the system's knowledge of what you've sold, and then you might bias it by a certain percentage or an amount of days of sales to adjust to have a slightly larger stock quantity to handle the expected increased sales from the special. Now you don't have to use the order date from and to. It is perfectly acceptable to leave them blank. It just means that if you go and try and work it with the automatic ordering, you basically would need to tell it, I want to work with this specific special when you're doing that. The next one is the cash/COD and charge. This relates to your customers and how a special will apply to them. Now for our retail front-end customers, so point of sale, you'll have cash and COD customers as well as charge customers, your account customers. Our wholesaling or invoicing front-ends customers, you won't have the cash and COD customers, so you'll only have the charge. But what this is, this allows you to set how it will work, so the options here are special, normal, less of 2. If it's on special, the price on the special will take precedence over their normal pricing. Normal says you don't want them to get the pricing on this special, you only want them to get their normal price. Less of 2 says you want the system to work out what the cheapest price to offer the customer is and give the product to them at that price. So with this does allow you to run a special that might be for cash/COD customers only, or maybe for your charge customers only, or for both together. Now, def price code. This will allow you to set, you might have price code 1, 2 and 3, where 1 is your retail price, 2 is if you buy at a certain quantity and is a slight discount, and 3 might be if you buy at a larger quantity you get an even bigger discount. You may run a special where you want everyone to get price code 3 prices. So if you went in here and set price code 3, when you get down to adding products, the product will automatically get added with whatever price is in the price code you have set at the top here. So that's just a way of being able to use it to create the special based off the price of a certain price code. You don't need to use that. If you don't, you can then enter in the price that you want to use yourself. Default to not apply. It just means that the special won't automatically apply. You have to actually manually apply it to the customer for the products. So you might have some special prices set up there, but the customer needs to request that special pricing rather than automatically being given that special pricing. Loyalty points not applicable. This just means if you're running the ACR loyalty points, you can say for any purchases made from products from these specials, it's not counting towards your loyalty points because you may be reducing your margin, so you've decided not to offer loyalty points on these products. Now, in addition to the cash and charge customer settings at the top here, you can then go down and actually set which customer price group and promo groups you want to allow to use this special. So this is how you set basically which specific customers in your charge customers will be able to have this special. Now you can do that by either just using the drop down include all, exclude all, or include specific, or you can just tick on the box here to go in. So we're just going to save the heading. So at the moment it's got include all. If we left that, it would mean everybody would be included in this special. So what we're going to do, we're just going to select the one price group we want and add that. So what you'll see is it's now changed to include this price group. Alternatively, you could set it and say exclude and only set a group of customers you want to exclude. But in this case we want to include that one group. And you'll see that this has got include specified, include all. The customer price group and promo group work together. What that means is that if you set a specific group in customer price group and customer promo group, a customer would need to be a member of both of those groups to get the special. So if I was to go through here and set the customer promo group of Michael as well, this will mean that the customer must be a member of the customer price group Michael and customer promo group Michael. If they're only a member of one of them but not the other, they won't get this special. If you only wanted to set everybody in price group Michael and that's it, you don't want anything else, you would change that to include all. Or in here we'll change it to include all. Because that way you'll basically say, we're not worried about what promo group they're in, but they must be in the specified price group to get this special. Okay, so cost type, we've got special actual cost and special order cost. The difference between the two of these is that it's what gets recorded as the cost of the actual sale, whether you want the product's regular cost price or whether you want the cost price from a special order cost if you've got special ordering set up in here. Now, these two boxes on the right here are not going to be available for everybody. These are available if you have multiple sales sources. So if you have a point of sale and an invoicing system, you may see those two there, and this will only show the front end you're configured to use. The reason for this is that you can set a special to only be applicable to point of sale or only be applicable to invoicing. Now, this depends on your GST base, and that means whether you're, as a very generic rule, invoicing is generally a GST exclusive base, point of sale is generally a GST inclusive base. If, however, you had a point of sale and invoicing system that were both set to the same GST base, you could select both of those sales sources to say it'll apply to both. If, however, you have, in the case of the test system I have here, where invoicing is a GST exclusive base and point of sale is a GST inclusive, I can only set one or the other as my sales source. So if you had both of them, you wanted it to apply to both, but they were running as two separate, like one had GST inclusive, one had GST exclusive bases, you would need to set two different specials up to apply to the two different scenarios. Port location is a similar situation. Port locations are a way of dividing which computers are in specific locations. So if you had that set up working in your system, you could set the special to work at specific port locations but not other port locations. So you may have two stores and you want to run a special at one but not the other. That would be a way of looking at doing that. Now, the top section up here is if you have a configuration called special tracking turned on. Now, what special tracking does, it keeps a track of the sales for products on a special. And what you'll see here is that it will display them by product group number, what their narrow sale and what their wide sale is. Now, what they mean by narrow and wide sale is a sale that only contains products on the special. So if you had 5 products and someone came in and bought only 2 of those products off the special and nothing else, that would go into the narrow sale column. If they came in and bought at least 1 product off the special and 1 product not off the special, that sale value would go into wide sale with a total at the bottom here. So it's a way of being able to see whether customers are coming in and buying something from your special but then only buying products on your specials, or are they coming in and buying products from your specials and picking up additional stuff as they come in. Okay, we're now going to be we're looking at the products and how to add them. This is one of 3 possible display setups that you can have. The most simplified setup just has the product ID, description, price and cost, and basically nothing else. You can have another one that shows the product ID and description and then 3 different quantity breaks if you wanted to build quantity breaks into your special. This one here shows the product ID and description, price, cost, a discount amount if you want to put a discount amount in, a promo amount, what the narrow sale is, what your gross profit dollars, what your units sold are. Now this DNU button is used if you have special tracking turned on. If you have sold a product on a special that has special tracking turned on, you cannot delete or remove that product from that special. It will stay linked to it because it's got a dependency. If, however, you need to stop that product being available on that special for some reason without having to turn the whole special off, you can tick the DNU button, which stands for Do Not Use, and that will stop that product being offered at the discounted rate. So you might have certain products on there, but only until the stock is sold. Once the stock is sold, the sale may still be continuing for a period of time. You can mark that product DNU and stop it being offered at the discounted rate. So what we're going to do now, we're actually going to go through and we're going to add some products, and we're going to leave the cost, the discount, and just go through. So as you can see here, it's quite quick to set up products on here if you're going through and you've only got a few of them to do. Nice and easy. And the products are added. Clicking save, and that's it. We've effectively set up a special now. We've given it an identifier, we've given it a start and end date, we've told it who to apply to, and that we're going to look for the less of 2. We've told it we want this for our point of sale customers, and we've put on the products. And in essence, that is in its simplest form, a special. Now, if you are going to have a special where you're going to be adding a lot of products, like you're going to add 20, 30, 40 products, you can use the import specials file, which there's a format that's available from the trainers that will allow you to set up a spreadsheet that you can then set up what products, what price, what cost, discount and promo if you wanted to. You would then set up the header section, import the products in from that file, and that will create all those products on the special for you. So it's a way of being able to create a large special very quickly and efficiently. Now, if you're going through and you're doing specials every week or every 2 to 3 weeks, it may save you quite a bit of time if you're getting the file already as an electronic file to be able to arrange the columns in the required format and import them directly into the special system ready for use. On top of that as well, if you're using our Sales Talk application, it has catalogs which allow you to have the PDF on the sales application for the rep to stand in front of a customer, demonstrate, like showing the catalog and being able to order the products directly from it. You can actually import the product list from the special system into the campaign system to create that catalog. So if you've received the file electronically, you import it into specials, import that product list into the campaign, and that will now be available on your Sales Talk application for your reps to be able to talk to customers directly about. So what we're going to do here, we're going to have a quick look. Now, all of these products were set up with a regular price of $200. So as you can see, they've all been given a discounted rate here. So what we're going to do now, once we've set up a special, what we should do is test that the specials actually worked. So what we're going to do, we're going to use the sales inquiry. Now, sales inquiry will work for anything to do with an account customer when checking the price that's applied to it. So we select what's sales source. In this case, it was a point of sale one. We're going to put in a customer number that we want to see what price this customer gets for the product. Now, different customers potentially could get different prices because they may or may not be in certain customer pricing groups or customer promo groups that the special applies to. So we'll set the product and we'll set a quantity. Now, the quantity is important because if you set up quantity breaks on your products, buying 1 or buying 100 may result in a different unit price being offered. So if we click Find, what we can see here is that this customer, who's a member of the Michael pricing group, for the product on the special is going to be offered it for $120 inclusive of GST. And that's from the special system. And what you'll notice is that I've selected point of sale as our sales source, and it's come here with the price as inclusive of GST. So back in the special system, if I take this off and put this on invoicing, which is an exclusive of GST base front end, and click save, what we're going to notice now is the price here is going to be the ex-GST price because that's what the price base is. When I was on point of sale, this became the inclusive of GST price because that's what the price base was, or the GST base was. When I move it to an exclusive of GST base, this becomes an ex-GST price. So when we save this and quit, come into the sales inquiry now, if we now tell it we want to look for that same customer, but this time we want to look at it from an invoicing perspective, we'll see now that that price is ex-GST price, and it's added the GST to it. So that's just something to be mindful of, and that's why you can't have an inclusive of GST point of sale front end and an exclusive of GST invoicing front end on the same special, because the price you apply to it to or the price you apply to the product is determined whether it's Inc or ex-GST off the GST base of the front end you've selected. Okay. So that basically covers the specials front end at the moment. And as you can see from what we covered on that, the specials front end, its strength is the ability to add different products from that are not necessarily linked in any specific way. They're not part of the same product group. They're not part of the same product price group or product promo group, and they don't all fall into any product groups or product subgroups or divisions together. It's just that this is a range of products that I wanted to set a specific price on for this specific time period. That's the strength of the special system. Now when we move over to the pricing module, it's more commonly used for setting up ongoing customer specific pricing. So an example of this might be special staff pricing. You may be very generous and you might offer cost plus $1 or cost plus 10% on your products to your internal staff as an incentive for them to buy from the store. That type of setup is what pricing module was originally designed to do. Alternatively, you could also use it for incentive pricing for groups of customers. So you might have a group of plumbers that you offer 5% off everything in the store, but 10% off if they buy your plumbing goods from your store. Or it might be that carpenters get 15% off from the lumberyard and 5% off from the rest of the store. This is where pricing module can do that. Pricing module can be set up to basically say, this customer, this product, give them this price for this time period, the same as a special can. But if you want to do multiple products with a specific price on each product, you need to set up multiple pricing modules. That's where the efficiency comes into the special system. But if you wanted to be able to say, right, I want to offer a set discount on every product in this sub-product group to this group of customers for an indefinite period of time or a defined period of time, that's where the pricing module is going to be much more efficient to use. So what we're going to do, we're going to set up a pricing module as well here. So what it's done at the top here, I've given it a reference number again to make it easier to look for. It's set up what date and what user did it. So that's just the basic detail. Now up in the top right here, it actually essentially tells you what this this pricing module is going to do. So at the moment you can see there when the delivery customer is specified for specified product, the quantity is 1 or more, use normal price code with normal discount, because that's what we've basically told it to do. As we go through and drill this down and make it more specific, this will update with the new information, so that if you're scrolling through pricing modules and trying to figure out which one is doing something for a specific customer or a specific product or product group, you can actually read this description and see what it's doing without having to look at it. So with customer and product qualifications, there is generally an order of precedence. And what that means is that the more specific you make a pricing module, the higher relevance it has. And I believe customer qualifications come before product qualifications. What that means is that you could have 2 pricing modules set up for a ship to customer. One that says for that customer, all products, give them a 5% discount. And then you have another one that says for this customer, for all the products in plumbing, give them a 10% discount. So this goes back to the example I was mentioning where you might have your plumbers who you want to offer a larger discount for plumbing goods only. Now those two different pricing modules sound like they overlap because all the plumbing products come under all products, but because the plumbing products pricing module is more specific than all products, the plumbing one will take precedence when a product falls into that category. So that's the order of precedence with that. Coming back up to the top here, auto delete. If you set active dates, you can set it so the pricing module will automatically delete itself after the active date has completed. Special means that you want this pricing module to take precedence above the special system. So if you've got a less of 2 set, you can actually tell it that this pricing module takes precedence over the special system as a way of forcing that to occur. So you might have a customer that you've negotiated really good pricing with, and you want them not to necessarily get any other specials or such that come along. You can do that by ticking the special tick box. Now, active dates function in the same way as the special system. So if I was to put in here the 1st of June, that means that at 12:01 on the 1st of June, that starts operating. And if I put the 30th of June here, that means up until the midnight end of the 30th of June, that will still be valid. The one difference in the dates with pricing modules is if you leave them blank, the pricing module will work indefinitely. It's only when you set a date on it that it will actually stop operating once that date has been reached. And with this, there's nothing stopping you putting in something like the 30th of June. Well, okay, it's going to let me go up to 2040. So I could do the 30th of June 2040. Maybe 30th June 2039. There we go. So it's going to let you set this up for quite an ongoing period if you wanted to have a date in there, but still have it effectively be an ongoing pricing setup. Now, excuse me, once we get to the customer qualification, this is where you start. You basically go down the left column, the middle column, the right column in order of precedence. So the ship to customer is a higher precedence than charge to, which is higher than the customer price group, the customer promo group. Account customers means all of your debtor customers. Cash sale customers, again, this applies primarily to our point of sale customers. Any cash and COD customer will get this pricing module. All customers is exactly what it says. It means every customer that comes through your store in that date range will get this discount. So this is the type of thing you would use if you were doing a 20% off store-wide stock take sale. You could, if you were to do that, you could do all customers, all products. That means everybody that walks in your store, or for every product, will get whatever you set in the pricing and discount. Obviously, that's not as common one to set up. You're more likely to set up one that has a has something like a customer promo group. So I'm going to do customer promo group 10, which is the Michael promo group. So that means anybody who's in this promo group 10 will get this pricing module for this date range. Now what I'm going to do with the products is same situation. Again, you go down the left, middle, right column in order of precedence. Putting a specific product in is going to give you a higher precedence than putting the sub-product group, or putting the product group, the division, supplier. So you can set a pricing module for certain customers to get a certain discount on every product whose primary supplier is a certain person or certain company. Then you've got your product price group, your product promo group, and again, all products. So what I'm going to show you here is if you do something like the sub-product group, if you go and you put in a sub-product group of 1000, you can actually, what this will show is if you have multiple divisions, product groups or sub-product groups that have the same if you have multiple sub-product groups that have that same number, so it's possible you might have 2 or 3 of them that have that same sub-product group number, this will allow you to select which set, which chain, which division, product group, sub-product group is the one you are actually looking for. The same with product group. You might have a number of product group, like chains of division and product group. Now this one, it's not worrying about the sub-product group, because since you're setting it at the product group level, it will include all sub-product groups under that product group. What we're going to do, we're going to set this for a specific product. So we've said everybody in the customer promo group of promo group 10. For this product, we're now going to set what pricing is applied. Now, with pricing and discounts, it applies left to right. So the system will apply the pricing rule first and then apply the discounting rule. So it's not either or, it does both of them. So if you wanted to just use a discount, you would set normal price and then your discount. If you wanted to set a pricing rule only with no additional discounts, you'd set your pricing rule and then set this to no discount. Alternatively, you can use a combination of the two and be able to build up the pricing to where you need it to be. So I'm going to focus on the pricing rules to start with now. Normal price obviously looks at the price the customer will normally get for it from the pricing system and base it off that. Price code will allow you to set which price code you want the customer to get the price from. So you may want to force them to get price code 3 or 4 or 5 if you have that many set up for the product or products in this range. Now, what you'll notice on all but the normal price is you can set quantity breaks here. So the same as you would do if you were setting up pricing, you can go through and you can actually set quantity breaks and offer different price codes or different pricing rules based off how many they buy. Just remember, if you're using something like division or supplier and you use the quantity breaks, it's going to be that quantity of the cell unit. So if you use supplier and you've got some that are inners, some set of sellers inners, some set of sellers outers, if you have 1, 5 and 10, if it's set as inners, as soon as you sell 5 or more of those inners, they'll get price level 2. 10 or more of those inners, they'll get price level 3. Alternatively, if the product's set to sell by the outer, once you sell 5 or more outers, they'll get that price level. So it's just something to be mindful of when you start using larger groups and price and the quantity breaks. So price code is just nice and simple. Set what price code you want them to have. Specified price. Here you can actually go through and set a price. Just type it in, anywhere from 1 cent to whatever you want it to be. Markup on cost. This is the percentage markup above cost you want to apply to this. So this is where you might say, I want to do a 5% markup on products for my staff for staff pricing. Gross margin. This is the margin percentage you want to make on a product. So you might come in and you might do like a 5% margin on products for staff. while they sound like the same thing, there is slight differences in the value of a markup percentage to a margin percentage. So you just need to be careful that if you are using these, if you're going to set something like a 5 or a 10% margin, that you are wanting the margin and you're not after the markup, and vice versa. The last one here is cost plus dollar. So you might have simply a cost plus $1, cost plus $100. And the system will vary that cost based off whatever the cost is plus whatever dollar amount you've entered into the system here. So what we're going to do, we're actually going to set some quantity breaks on these. And we're going to set some prices. So we'll do it specified price of 180, 170, and 160. Now again, this price here, if you're using specified price, or when you're using any of these, it's based off the GST base of the front end you're going to use. So if you're using the point of sale front end, these would be, and that point of sale front end was GST inclusive, these prices here will be GST inclusive prices. If you were using an invoicing front end that had a GST exclusive base, these prices here will be exclusive of GST prices. So it's just something to be mindful of when you're going through and working on this, just to be aware of it. So now that we've set the price, we now need to decide, are we going to offer any additional discounting on top of that price? And if so, what discounting? So what we can do, we can set no discount. We can set normal discount. What that means, it'll have a look back at the product and see whether the product is configured to have a discount or not. If it is configured, it will look at what that discount percentage is and put that, apply that percentage discount. Now, for percentage discount, dollar discount, percentage price reduction, dollar price reduction, all four of these have the ability to determine whether you want these to apply to discountable lines only. What this means is that you can tell the system, if a product is marked as discountable, give them the additional discount. If the product is marked as non-discountable, do not apply any further discounting to them. So percentage discount, this will allow you to type in a percent discount that will be applied to the cost. How this will show as original cost, discount, new cost. Dollar discount is the same thing, except you're doing a dollar amount. And again, it will show original sale price, discount amount, new sale price. Percentage price reduction and dollar price reduction work slightly different, even though they sound the same. Percentage price reduction will take the original price, take off whatever percentage you put in there, and only display the reduced price. Same as dollar price reduction. It will take whatever dollar discount you've put in there, apply it to the price, and then show only the final sale figure. So this is a way that if you didn't want your customers to see what discount they're getting, you can use the percentage price reduction and dollar price reduction. If you do want to allow them to see the discount they're getting, they can use dollar discount or percentage discount. In my case, I'm just going to select no discount because I want them just to get the specified price. So what we can see at the top here is, as I was saying, it sort of builds the story of what this pricing module is. When the customer promo group is Michael, for product for pricing demo, when you buy one or more, use $180 with no discount. When 5 or more, $170. When 10 or more, $160. So we can save this one now, and let's have a quick look in the sales inquiry. So what will come down here, we'll put in a customer, we'll put in our product, and we're going to say 1. And we'll see that it's now looking at it from a pricing module and it's a customer promo group and a product ID pricing module, and it's got $180 price on there. If I now come here, come down and I put 6 and find, it's still getting it from that pricing module, but it's now brought me above my quantity break and has reduced my price down to the lower price. The same as if I do 20, this will take me over my 10 threshold and give me my lower price again. So that is the pricing modules. Now what I will do, I will show you just quickly a visual representation of what I meant about these dollar discount and dollar price reductions. If we put in here a $10 discount on top of the price and click save and come back out to sales inquiry and put our price in and do 1, what we'll see here is that we can see the price we would get, the $180, that there's a $10 discount, and the net is going to be $170. So we can see the original price, the discount, what the net will be. If I come back in here and this time change it to dollar price reduction and do the same thing, come back into sales inquiry, do my one product and find, you've seen now it's just given me the $170. So the difference between the discount, the dollar discount, the percentage discount, and the percentage price reduction and dollar price reduction is the fact that the ones with price reduction in it will just reduce the price and give you a net figure after all the discounts. The percentage discount and dollar discount will show you the original price, the discount amount, and then the price to actually that will be applied at the end of the sale. Okay. That largely covers everything that I wanted to cover with that. As you can see, there is a very difference in how each of them operate. So what I mean by that is that the pricing model is slightly different to the special system, but each of them has its strengths and each of them has its benefits in how it operates. So just some helpful hints to sort of sum this up with. Decide if the pricing is going to be ongoing or is for a set time only. So is this like a weekly or monthly special, or is this a pricing you're setting up designed to go for an unlimited amount of time? The prices are based on the configured GST base of the front end you're using. So if you're using an inclusive of GST point of sale front end, the prices you enter will be inclusive of GST. If you're using an exclusive of GST front end, like an invoicing front end, your prices will be exclusive of GST when you enter them. Remember the order of precedence when you're building pricing. That just helps you with trying to do more complex pricing structures where you're trying to give them this much percentage on this much percentage discount on everything, but then give them this higher percentage discount on only this small group of products. That'll allow you to do that. And lastly, just want to remind you that the pricing can be tested using the sales inquiry tool. That sales inquiry tool is a massively powerful tool within ACR. It's one of the first things a trainer is likely to take you through if you call up saying, I'm having problems and I'm not sure what's occurring with a price. That's probably the first place they will take you to work out the problem with you. So I can't sort of stress enough how important that tool is as a way of testing. It also helps you that you don't have to go through and actually ring up sales when you're doing this. You can run it through sales inquiry with a test customer or even a real customer number, see what they will actually get, what prices they will get for products, and make sure it matches what you're expecting. I'm going to say thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. I hope the new 2:30 time slot worked well for you. If you've got any more questions, any more inquiries that come to you after this webinar, please feel free to contact the training team at ACR. Either email us or call us. We're always happy to help. If there's anything further we can assist you with something you've heard in this webinar that I may have worked over and you want more information, contact us again. Otherwise, I'm just going to say thank you very much for joining us today and hope you have a lovely afternoon. Thank you.